What if your entire life is based on a story that you didn't even write? No, seriously, the job you have, the people you hang out with, the thoughts in your head, what if none of it is actually yours? What if it's all just part of a script someone else handed you? A story written by your parents, by society, or by that one time you failed? For so many of us, this is an insane reality. We're living on autopilot, following a script we never even chose, like we're NPCs in our own video game. We feel stuck, frustrated, and we know we can do more, but we have no idea how to unlock the next level. We are living at 1% of our true potential. But what if I told you that right now, this second, you can grab the pen, that you have the power to not just edit your story, but to become the main character? In this video, I'm giving you the blueprint to tear up the old script and start writing a new one, a story packed with purpose, power, and insane intention. We're going from being a passive character in our life to its creator. This isn't about wishing for things. It's about the real practical steps to build the future you actually want.
Let's be real. Does this sound like your life? You wake up, you go through the motions, work, chores, stuff you have to do, and by the end of the day, you're so exhausted you just crash, wondering where the time went. You feel like you're being dragged downstream by a current you can't fight. You see other people winning and you have to wonder, what is their secret? What am I missing? Look, that feeling isn't a personal failure. It's a symptom of living with a script you inherited. The second we're born, people start telling us who we're supposed to be. Our parents tell us what a good life looks like. Our teachers tell us what success means. Society blasts us with a million images of what we should want and how we should act. On top of that, we write our own terrible chapters. A business that fails becomes the story of, well, guess I suck at business. A bad breakup becomes, see, nobody wants me. One dumb mistake we made as a kid becomes our identity forever. I'm just not good enough. These stories become the filter for our entire lives. They become who we think we are. And the craziest part, we don't even notice it's happening. These beliefs become our operating system, running in the background, killing our biggest ideas and keeping us in the safe little box we were given. This is the definition of being a passenger in your own life. You are reacting to the plot instead of creating it. You're letting the story happen to you. The story you tell yourself controls everything: how you think, how you act, how you feel. If your story is that you're a victim, then that's the exact life you'll create. You'll avoid every risk. You'll settle for less. You'll see every challenge as a brick wall instead of a door. The result is living in the gap, that massive space between the life you have and the life you know you were supposed to have. It's a feeling of watching the clock tick while your potential collects dust. But seeing this is the first and most important step, because once you see the cage, you can finally find the key. The fact you're watching this video proves you're tired of the old story. You're ready to win.
I know exactly what it feels like to be trapped in someone else's story, because I lived it for years. For the longest time, my life was a story written by fear. I grew up believing there was only one way to win: get good grades, get a safe job, and climb the corporate ladder. That was the script I was given, and I followed it perfectly. On the outside, everything looked perfect. I had the right job, the right life,
But on the inside, I was literally suffocating. Every single morning, I'd hit the snooze button 5 times, dreading the moment I had to go play a role I hated. My soul was screaming for me to do something that actually mattered, to live a life that was my own. My story was all about playing small. Don't take risks. Don't be different. Stay safe. That story was set in stone after a massive failure I had. I poured my entire life into a project thinking it was my one shot, and it failed so hard. That failure became my whole identity. The story I wrote was, "You're not good enough. You don't have what it takes. Go back to what's safe." And I did. I stayed in a job that was draining my soul, telling myself it was the smart thing to do. I passed on huge opportunities because they seemed risky. My world got smaller and smaller. The turning point wasn't some big movie moment. It was the slow realization that if I didn't change something, I was going to wake up at 65 filled with insane regret. That one thought terrified me more than any failure ever could. I remembered reading that the #1 regret of people who are dying is, "I wish I'd had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expected of me." That night, I made a decision. I was done living a story I hated. It was time to find a pen. It started small. I bought a cheap notebook, and for the first time, I actually looked at the stories I was telling myself. I wrote down all the fears and all the "I can'ts" and "I'm not" garbage that was running my life. Seeing it on paper was an absolute shock.
This was the start of everything. I read every book I could find on psychology and neuroscience. I learned that my reality wasn't fixed. It was a product of my focus. And when I learned about neuroplasticity, the fact that your brain can literally rewire itself, it blew my mind. It was scientific proof that I could build a new brain with new habits and new thoughts. So I started to rewrite my story on purpose. Instead of, "I failed at that project," I reframed it to, "I learned critical lessons from that experience for my next win." Instead of, "I'm not good enough," I started using affirmations like, "I am capable, I am resourceful, and I will achieve my dreams." It felt so weird at first, but I kept doing it. That internal change started creating huge external change. I started dedicating 1 hour every morning to learning a skill that actually excited me. I started surrounding myself with people who were living life on their own terms. I was building an environment that supported my new story. It wasn't magic. It was work. Some days I slipped up, but this time I could see the old thoughts for what they were, ghosts from an old story. And with every small choice I made, I was building momentum. I wasn't just faking it, I was becoming it. Today, my life is so different it's actually insane. The fear still shows up, but now it's a compass pointing me toward the next level, not a cage keeping me small. The difference is that I'm the author now. The pen is in my hand. And if I can do it, starting from a place of huge fear, I promise you, so can you. So how do you actually do this? It's not one big move. It's a system. I'm giving you the 3 cheat codes that will unlock your power to master your destiny. The 3 keys are the mindset shift,
Become the editor of your thoughts. Practical habits, the author's daily rituals. And conscious creation. Live your future today. Think of it like this. The mindset shift is the blueprint. The habits are the work you put in every day. And conscious creation, that's living in the new reality you've built. Let's break it down.
The foundation of everything starts in your mind. We all create a story to make sense of our lives. The problem is, most of us don't know we're the ones telling the story, so we end up with plots that hold us back. The first key is to become the conscious editor of your thoughts. This happens in 2 steps: awareness and reframing. First, awareness. You can't change a story you don't know exists. For the next week, I challenge you to become a detective of your own thoughts. Carry a notebook, and every time you feel a big negative emotion, anxiety, frustration, sadness, pause and ask yourself, what story am I telling myself right now that's making me feel this way? You will be blown away by what you find. You might miss a deadline, and the story is, I'm a failure, and everyone knows it. You get a short text, and the story is, they hate me, I'm going to lose them. Just write them down. The simple act of observing your thoughts creates space. Suddenly, you aren't the thought, you are the observer of the thought. This is your first taste of real freedom. The second step is reframing. Once you've caught a bad story, your job as the editor is to rewrite it into one that makes you win. You're not changing the facts, you're changing the meaning. Here's a powerful 3-question framework to reframe any negative thought. 1. Is this story 100% true? That story, I'm a failure, is that absolutely 100% true? Can you think of one time you succeeded? Of course you can. This one question destroys the negative belief. 2. What's a more empowering story I could tell instead? This is where you rewrite the script. Instead of I'm a failure, a better story is I'm a person who is learning and growing. I messed up this one time and I can use it to get even better. You're focusing on how the experience can grow you. 3. How would the person I want to become handle this? This is a total game changer. If you want to be a confident, successful person, how would that version of you see this? They'd see it as a problem to solve. They'd take ownership and make a plan. By asking this, you start acting like your future self. Practicing this is like building a muscle. The more you do it, the stronger you get. Your brain will literally carve new pathways. The old negative thoughts will get weaker, and the new, empowering ones will become your new default. You are literally building a new brain. A powerful mindset is just the start. You can't just think your way to a new destiny. A story is written with action. Excellence isn't an act, it's a habit. The second key is to install daily habits that make your new, empowering story real. Here are 3 simple but crazy effective daily habits. Habit number 1, intentional journaling. 10 minutes. This is a strategic weapon. Every morning, before you touch your phone, take 10 minutes. Split a page in two: gratitude and authoring the day. Under gratitude, write 3 specific things you're grateful for. This rewires your brain to look for the positive all day long. Under authoring the day, write out how you want the day to go in the past tense, as if it already happened. Instead of, "I hope my presentation goes well," you write, "My presentation was a massive success. I was confident, clear, and the team loved my ideas." You are giving your brain a literal script to follow. Habit number 2, identity-based affirmations. 2 minutes. Most people do affirmations wrong. The trick is to create identity-based affirmations tied to your new story. Finish this sentence. I am the type of person who. I am the type of person who keeps promises to myself. I am the type of person who crushes challenges. I am the type of person who brings energy into a room. Pick 1 or 2. Write them on sticky notes. Put them on your mirror, your computer, everywhere. Say them out loud with feeling for 2 minutes every morning. You are casting a vote for your new identity. Habit number 3, the daily one thing. Mastering your destiny is about small, consistent wins. Every single day, identify the one thing that will move you closer to the life you want. This is your most important task. If your new story is "I am a successful writer," your one thing might be write for 30 minutes. If your story is "I am a healthy person," your one thing might be go for a 20-minute walk. The power is in consistency. Every time you complete your one thing, you give your brain proof that you are who you say you are. You're building a chain of small wins that creates unstoppable momentum. Before we get to the final and insane key, I have a challenge for you. What is one old limiting story that you are ready to destroy starting today? Think about it. And when you have it, drop it in the comments below. Declaring it publicly is a powerful first step. I'll be reading every single one.
All right, we've cleared the old foundation and we've laid the new bricks. Now it's time for the final, most insane key: conscious creation. This is where we stop just writing the story and we start living it. Your past does not create your future. This is based on a simple idea. To create a new future, you have to start thinking, feeling, and acting like that future is already here. It's about becoming the person you want to be right now. The main tool for this is the act as if principle. Your brain, crazily enough, can't always tell the difference between something you're vividly imagining and something that's actually real. Here's how to use it. Get a crystal clear picture of the person you want to be 1 year from now. Not just what you'll have, but who you'll be. How does that future you walk? How do they talk? How do they handle stress? Get a detailed picture of this person. Now your mission is to start making choices from that future identity. When you face a decision, don't ask, "What do I feel like doing?" Ask, "What would the person I'm becoming do in this situation?" Would the healthy you hit snooze, or would they get up and move? Would the successful you scroll on social media or make that important call? Making decisions this way gives you a clear roadmap and changes your identity on a deep level. You start to actually feel like that person. Your confidence grows because you're consistently acting like your best self. The other huge piece of this is designing your environment. Your environment is constantly telling your brain who you are. Physically, does your space look like it belongs to a winner? If you want to be focused, is your desk a total mess, or is it organized and inspiring? Just cleaning your workspace sends a powerful signal to your brain. Socially, this is even more important. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Are the people in your life supporting your old story or your new one? Do they lift you up or drag you down? You have to choose to spend more time with people who inspire you and limit time with people who don't. By combining act as if with a winning environment, you are no longer waiting for your destiny to happen. You are pulling it into existence.
We covered a lot today. We talked about the old stories that hold us back and the 3 keys to becoming the author of your life. First, the mindset shift. See the old stories and rewrite them. Second, practical habits. Install the daily rituals, journaling, affirmations, and your one thing to build insane momentum. And third, conscious creation. Start living from your future today. The single most powerful truth is this: you are the author. The past is just a story. The future is a blank page, and the pen is in your hand. This isn't just a nice idea, it's how reality literally works. Your choices, your focus, and your daily actions are how you write your life. This journey takes guts. It all starts with one decision: to stop accepting the story you were given and start writing the story you were meant to live. The pen is in your hand. The blank page is waiting. It's time to write. If this video helped you and you're ready to win, smash that subscribe button and turn on notifications because you don't want to miss what's next. Thanks for watching. Now go write a masterpiece.